ever seen this. I scanned the chassis DTCs with my Tech 2 and this is the error that it had. More than likely it's the cable for the wheel speed sensor. As the Tech 2 is indicating, it's for the right side and that's sitting in the driver's seat, so that would be the passenger side. I'm going to remove the clips and use the existing clips that are already fastened to the control arm. Loosen all the lug nuts on the wheel. Jack the car up. Never just use the hydraulic jack by itself. Always use tripod stands under the jack points on the car. Undo the wheel speed sensor cable. Undo the engine mud guard. Pull back the shield. Unsnap the clips that are securing the cable to the lower control arm. Push the cable through above the top of the front cross member section. The cable should be hanging down at the front of the car. Ideally, you should use the whole new cable and patch it in to where it goes into the main cable wiring. Most of the time, this is kind of unpractical and you should try to get back as far as you can before you splice it in. Prep your wires by trimming away the excess insulation and tin them with solder. Put a few pieces of heat sink on each wire. Make sure you get them far enough down where when you solder the heat won't make the shrink tube start shrinking, or either that or use a heat sink on both of the wires. Solder both of the wires together. After the solder cools, slide the shrink tubing down over where you made the solder connections. Use a heat gun if you have it to shrink down the shrink tubing. If you don't, you can use the soldering iron in close proximity to get the shrink tubing to shrink. Then wrap electrical tape around each wire, starting a little bit before where the shrink tubing starts. Then put both wires together and wrap them with electrical tape. Put the wires back into the plastic loom, thread the plastic loom back over the cross member and secure it in the snaps on the lower control arm. Doing the left side speed wire sensor cable is slightly different. I did that about 2 years ago and now I'm doing the right side. Whichever side you do, turn the wheel the farthest out of the arc that it will go and make sure that you leave enough room for the cable. Plug the cable into the wheel speed sensor connector, and that's basically it.